Welcome in to another edition of SC Checks In. We've got Xavier Smith here, former Southeastern football player, coming live from the truck. Xavier, how are you?
I'm good, man. What's happening, Duddy?
Oh, nothing. Just prepping for the kids to get back. They're reporting August 10th, and hopefully going to be able to play some ball this year. We kind of pushed everything back. So, X played here from 2010, 2014, red-shirted. Was an offensive guy, got after it, teammate of mine. So we'll kind of start there. You know, when you were getting recruited out of high school, you know, why Southeastern? What drew you to Southeastern?
Man, to be honest, I had the guy that recruited me. It was crazy. You know, he called me a couple times and he kept telling me about Durant, Oklahoma. I was like, man, I don't know where that is. He's like, there's no way I'm gonna come up there. You know, the only thing I knew about Oklahoma was Tulsa and Oklahoma City. And he was like, man, just come take a trip. And you know, I came up there and I met a couple of guys that were on the field, and you know, a couple of guys that were already on the team. And you know, I liked it. You know, I meshed with a couple of guys that you know, that were on the recruiting visit with me. You know, two of the guys ended up being my roommates. You know, Anthony and Takario Combs. And you know, it just kind of went from there. You know, my parents loved it. You know, at the time they thought it was, you know, it was far enough for me not to want to come home every weekend. But again, you know, just enough if they wanted to just pop up, they could. You know, so.
When you say Anthony and Takario, both those guys, obviously 5-year guys as well, great players for the Savage Storm. So you redshirt. And then you play 4 years. Talk about your playing here, what that was like, and some experiences you had, some memories you might have with your teammates and roommates, and just kind of tell me about that.
Man, you know, the first couple of years were rough. You know, I started out playing quarterback behind Logan, behind JB. You know, those are some dudes, you know, and playing behind them and learning from them. It was huge. And then I made the switch over to tight end and played behind Ryan Shelley for a while, Krishan Day, you know, those guys, you know, they really taught me how to, you know, play the position. Coming from quarterback to tight end, you know, that's a big switch. But people don't realize how much similar it is, you know, because you still have to know everything that's going on the field. You know what I mean? So, see, man, I you know, I'd probably say one of my best memories, man, would be any ECU game. I'm sure, you know, they were tough. You know, we didn't like them, they didn't like us. You know, so that one that's probably where I would go as far as, you know, memories.
So there's a couple memories I have, of course, you know, early practices in fall camp, guys, you know, flying around, trying to show off, not knowing where to go. I think that that quarterback mentality came into play a couple of times because I remember to the T, guy not getting lined up right, you just coming off the ball and just yelling at him where to go. And I'll never forget that. I'll never forget when you just start shaking your head and just pointed at another place and said, go over there. Like I just, man, I just, it was comical. But
yeah, man.
So, you know, that's yeah. So after football, you graduate with your degree in safety. As you know, occupational safety and health is a big degree at Southeastern, and we have a lot of athletes that get that. Talk about that degree and what kind of doors it opened for you as you transition from a student athlete to now what you're doing now.
Yeah, man. So I actually right out of Southeastern, I went and I did an internship at a place called Daltile, where I did occupational safety and health intern there, and I just started climbing the ranks from there, man. To be honest, you know, they were very pivotal in my startup and my career. And it was very ironic, man. The guy that recruited me to become an intern, he was a Southeastern graduate as well. And you know, so we kicked off right when he came in and was recruiting me. He was telling me about this building and that building. I was like, man, maybe he's for real about being a Savage, you know. And he molded me and he helped me grow, in the safety realm. And from there, like I said, I've grown since, as a young professional, what they call it, a vet in the game now. I've been here a while, and I like it, man. It's not bad. I'm still able to help people. And that's my ultimate goal, is to always lead and help people. So it's good.
So, you transitioned there. You mentioned you're at Tyson now, as a
Yep.
safety manager.
Yep.
How long you been there?
I've been here about 18 months. It'll be 2 years in November.
Gotcha. And so, that's where you are now. And I see, you have some other business ventures as well, doing some quarterback coaching and in lawn care. You want to talk about some of that?
Oh, for sure, man. I grew up playing quarterback. I was never really taught. I was just kind of the guy because I grew up and I was always a leader. I was always known as a leader. And I kind of got thrown into the role young, in Pee Wee. And from there, I just kind of, I kept growing and I kept getting better, and eventually, earned a scholarship to play ball. Right. And so after school, and I said, I don't want to, if I'm able to help other kids, I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to give that, give back to the kids, and, give them something that I didn't have, So now I'm training, do quarterback training with TRPT, the Raw Power Team, Damon Patterson, Devin Patterson, and then Big Damon Patterson. We're all doing that down here in Forney, Texas, and Mesquite, Texas, and we'll have another facility real soon. So we've been doing that. It's probably about 4 years now. And then my lawn care business, man, I actually just started that last year. Just figured out, venture out and try to get something going. Everybody's big on generational wealth, so I'm definitely on that. Like I said, just wanted to try to get something going on my own. Extreme Lawn Services, if you need me, I got you.
There it is. Got to put that in there.
Yes, sir.
So, everything, they kind of closed down because of COVID, and you've kind of got a unique situation because you're a new dad now, and you've got a little man running around. How's that been? And is he more like you or his mom?
It kind of depends on the day. He changed my life forever. He was he was, when he came out, it was just like, it was automatic, boom, it's time to go.
Mm-hmm.
You lead up to the process and you're like, oh man, I'm about to be a dad. It's going to be this, it's going to be that. All of that, whatever you're thinking, it goes out the window as soon as he comes out, because now, I'm saying, now it's real, now it's real. Now it's go time, and he, like I said, he changed my life forever. It makes me watch what I do, makes me watch what I say, because they're watching, and that's our ultimate goal, is to raise them right. We were raised a certain way. There were certain things that, we didn't like as kids, so we make sure that we don't do those things to our kids, or we make sure we don't do those things, so that our kids can see, right? We want to be the ultimate role model for them.
So with COVID and, sent everybody home, how did you handle that? What did you do? How was your day to day, and how did that change from about March till now?
Man, to be honest, it didn't really change much. Tyson Foods is considered an essential business, right? So we haven't shut down. We've been rolling, and so it really hasn't changed. Hadn't changed much for me. Obviously we had, we can't go out and eat and things like that, but we'll be okay with that. We got to wear a mask and all those little things like that. Those are small.
Right.
It's at the end of the day, it's about it's about helping everybody. We can't just think about ourselves. We got to help everybody. If we just got to help. That's all I'm gonna say.
There it is. So, you've followed us on social media. You've kind of seen what we've had going on since about January. What are your thoughts on that weight room facility that you see going on?
Oh man, that's amazing, man. I couldn't believe it. When you first sent me the picture, I was like, nah, man, there's no way. You
Mhm.
know, because when I played at Southeastern, we didn't even have an emblem on the field. you know, we didn't, and it was, but it was those little things like that, the grit that, when other teams would come to the field and they'd be like, oh, these boys, they don't even have a logo, is those little things that, that would make us go harder, so I'm proud to say that, it's amazing, seeing the weight room, seeing all the changes throughout the campus. I can't wait to come back. I don't even want to lift. I just want to walk through it.
Man, I'm with you. I definitely don't get a lift, and I walk through. Um,
Yeah.
but if you look at how we were over the last 6, 7, 8 years, new turf,
Yeah.
branded, locker room stuff, graphics in the locker room, turf room, weight room, graphics, branding everywhere, new volleyball venue. Softball's got some new fence, a new
Yeah.
entryway, new stuff like that, new dugouts. Baseball, the same thing. So we definitely have made a lot of changes over the last 8 years or so, and we want to keep that rolling. But and like you said, I walked through the old weight room one more time just to get that in, just to get that feel.
Yeah.
I'm excited for what we have coming, and the kids. I'm excited for them to see that because it's completely different. But I'll
Sure.
tell you, when you walk in there, I echo your sentiment. I don't think it's real. It doesn't feel real, but it is.
Yeah.
So it's an awesome thing to see, and I can't wait to get you all up here once it's safe and we can get you up here to do a walkthrough because it definitely sets the tone, and
For sure.
so we're super excited about that. So you live down there in the DFW area. What about your teammates? I know you've got AG and all them down there. You guys still talk, hang out.
Oh yeah, man.
How's that relationship been, and how did Southeastern kind of set that up for you?
Yeah, man. Like I mentioned, AG and T Combs, man. Those are my boys. Always have been. If you saw one, you saw all three.
Mm-hmm.
And those two dudes, in particular, they were in my wedding last year, and you don't just put any random people in your wedding.
Right.
These are people that are your boys, people that are going to go to bat for you at any day and time. Southeastern brought a lot of great friends like that. If it wasn't for Southeastern, there's a lot of things that that wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't have met my wife. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure eventually I would have had a son. But it's little things like that. A lot of friends, a lot of relationships. Who knows where my career path would have went, right? So Southeastern played a big part of my life.
Right.
I'm always appreciative of it.
So that kind of transition into my last two questions. The next one, is playing at Southeastern. How did that set you up for the real world? Because as athletes, you're under a different kind of a schedule. How did that set you up, and the things you learned? How did that help you transition to getting a real job, corporate job, and all that?
Yeah, man, there's probably one word that sunk in. I'm sorry, over the 5 years that I was out at Southeastern, the word process is huge in my life. To this day, there's not a single thing that I do that I don't think about.
Mm-hmm.
And I know for a fact that nothing's gonna happen. Just like that. It's gonna take some time. The things that the big things that you're wanting, it's gonna take time. You need to plan it out. You may run into some to some bumps, but you still got to push.
Right.
You still got to fight. At the end of the day, you'll win as long as you don't give up. You'll win. Like I said, that the word process has taken me a long way.
That's good. And you've already kind of partially answered this, but I ask everybody this. When I say Southeastern Oklahoma State University, what does that mean to you?
Man, family, man. Always and forever family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even thinking about it right now. What is it? 2020. I graduated 5 years ago. We're still talking right now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You and I. We talk every now and then. There's some guys that I haven't talked to. Since I graduated. But if I picked up the phone and tried to give them a call, or vice versa, it would be like nothing's changed at all.
Right.
So definitely family.
It's awesome to see when you talk to your teammates and friends how you just kind of pick up where you left off.
Oh yeah.
You can cover a lot of ground real quick. Well, X, I appreciate you taking time today, sitting down with me, talking about your university. We love it. We want to get you and the family back up here to check out our newly renovated facilities, because I'm telling you, the pictures don't do it justice. You'll walk in and you may just shake your head and walk out, because they've got it now. So, so anyway, well, I appreciate it. Anything else you want to say? Get off your chest, anything like that?
Man, not really, man. I sure appreciate it, Dutton. I appreciate Southeastern. It's always been a blessing, man. I appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate your friendship and you doing this. There he is, Storm fans, former Southeastern football player Xavier Smith.